What up, my homies? Check it out. I got the ultimate video here. Okay, this is the video when I had that issue with the crash. Now, what happened in this video is that I lost the last 10 seconds of the recording. That usually happens when you don't press the record button for it to stop the video at the end. But obviously it ended up crashing, so no one obviously pressed the record button. So what happens is when you're trying to process the video, I had to put the card back in the drone, so I had to get the drone working. So since I got the cable, I connected it to the gimbal, so I was able to turn it on and put the card back in. And what happened is now I ended up getting the video. I was desperately, frantically trying to get this video. So I ended up getting the video, and this is the video. At this part here, when I first started, took off, as you can see here, obviously I'm crossing, doing like a ocean thingy here. And I decided to take it to this like buoy, bell, whatever, you know, to the bell and back, you know. So what happened was when I took it to this bell here, I decided to bring it back. You know, I was like, okay, I got it there. Let me bring it back. And then when I got to back to the sand, I was being chased by a seagull. I'm gonna cut this part here and get to that point right now. So as you can see here, I brought it back to the sand. You can see me walking in the sand there. And when I turned it around, the drone, and went towards a little bit forward, there you see some seagulls coming out of the sand there. And you can't see the seagull chasing me because obviously the camera is facing in the opposite direction. But at this point, the seagull is right behind me as you're looking at the video. So I'm trying to get away right now. It's like, oh shit, I was trying to think, which way should I go? Which way should I go? You know, so I'm twisting and turning, you know, and like, oh man, it's still behind me, the seagulls, you know. So I decided to go straight down the sand to get away from the seagull. Eventually the seagulls just flew away, you know, turned and just flew away. So I just kept going straight right now. You see, as you can see, I'm going straight down. So as I was going straight down, I said, oh, let me fly down here, you know. But I was worried about that the seagull would come back and stuff like that. I was also worried about another seagull chasing it or something like that. All of that was running through my mind at this point. So you got to check out. At this point, I'm gonna show you the points. You know, I took it down about 2,000 feet, and when I took it down 2,000 feet, I lost video, and I said, "Oh man, you know, let me turn it around, and you know, without looking, let me turn it around with no visual and move forward." So I moved it forward a little bit, and I caught the video. See, as you can see. I said, oh, so I started slowly straightening it towards the sand, but I didn't straighten it all the way, because I lost video again, and I kept on going on the throttle like an idiot and without looking. And look where I'm heading to. Look where I'm heading to. I could have smashed right through somebody's window, but I stopped. You know, I said, oh, I can't see. Let me stop. Hit the RTH button. Boom, boom, flicked it, and look what. I have RTH set to 150 feet. So you saw where I was heading to, right? You saw that? You saw where the impact made. You see, I lost the last 10 seconds of the video. So that's the thing that sucked about it. But when I was flying up 108 feet. And then as I was bringing it back, trying to bring it back, I was flying 108 feet. And then I ended up stopping because I couldn't see. I said, all right, let me just hit the RTH button. So I hit return to home. And when I hit the return to home, it went up to about 150 feet, thinking that it's going to go over the buildings. No, you know, there's nothing over 150 feet, you know, buildings, anything like that. But it went over the building, but it hit the part, that hump, I don't know what the hell that is, but it hit that part and when it hit that part, it ended up falling onto the roof. But I went frantically looking for it, for the drone. I went and looked all over the sand. I looked everywhere. I was like, I kind of thought that two things. Either somebody picked up the drone, like maybe it landed, you know, it ran on battery, it landed. Somebody picked up the drone, or possibility hit something, you know, or hit a building or something like that, you know. So, you know, I ended up calling my wife, so she came down to help me look for it. And I also spoke to another YouTuber, and you know, he was, you know, trying to help me out, and I was estimating at the angle of looking at the DJI app, at the angle that I was heading was towards those buildings. So I said to myself, well, I'm gonna have to, you know, check the buildings and see if anything's on the roof or anything like that. You know, there was nobody around, you know, but it could have probably went through a window, you know. That was so what happened was I ended up choosing that particular building because of the angle that I was aiming for at the, when all you could see is like the turning where I was angled at on the DJI app. I didn't see it going exactly to that building, but I saw the angle, so I measured, okay, I must be going that direction, you know. I must have been going that direction. So I got in the building, I went all the way to the roof, and when I got to the roof, I made a left, and when I made another left, I saw the drone right there laying. I was like, oh man, you know, I mean, I was like, at first I was totally disappointed, you know, and disgusted. I lost the drone, you know, but when I found it, I felt better, you know, that I recovered it, you know. I said, oh man, I recovered the drone, you know. I knew what it, you know, now I know exactly what happened, you know, because I was kind of worried somebody might have taken it or whatever, but, you know, but I was like, now I was like only 50% dissatisfied, you know. I was like, okay, I recovered it, you know. I know exactly what happened, you know, it hit this building, you know, but I don't know exactly what I did, you know, but I know I hit the RTH. Did the battery run out and this, that, and the other? The battery actually had 3 bars still full, you know. It was still full, the battery. So that's what happened. Now that's, you know, lesson learned. Set your RTH high up, you know. Now I'm thinking about maybe 200, 250 feet. You know, I thought I had it, you know, pretty much enough, which I had it set to 150 feet, but that wasn't enough. And as you can see, you got to be very careful. Make sure that the RTH is set real high, because I mean, you know, I mean, I kind of estimate, okay, these buildings are probably about 100 feet, you know, whatever. But no way, man. It was the hump that's on top of the building. That's what it struck. Thank God, you know, nobody was hurt or anything like that. But you know, so lesson learned. You know, be careful, you know, out there. So fly safe, and guys, don't forget to share, subscribe, and like this video. And I got another video coming up, which is the parts that I got, you know, because I got it. The gimbal worked and stuff like that. When I hooked that up, you know, I was holding up the gimbal and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna keep on talking. And guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys later.